Weddings are magical, beautiful experiences, but let's be real. Budgeting for one, not so magical and not so beautiful. The number one concern that I hear from couples when I'm helping them plan is how do we create a realistic wedding budget that works and still have the wedding of our dreams? The good news, it is possible. Today, I'm going to break down exactly how to set a realistic wedding budget, avoid overspending, and make sure every dollar counts. Plus, I'll share a real wedding case study on how we maximized every dollar for a stunning event. If you're planning a wedding, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I'll be dropping tips to make your planning stress-free. Hi, it's Desiree with Events by MDM Associates, and I wanted to welcome you back. Today we'll be talking about how to effectively create a wedding budget. The first thing you need to do is determine your total wedding budget. This is the maximum that you can spend for your wedding comfortably within your household. This should be based on your personal savings, any contributions from friends and family, and what you can realistically afford without going into debt. The average U.S. wedding costs between $30,000 and $50,000. Remember, I said average, not over the top, not celebrity weddings, but the average personal wedding. But don't let that number scare you. Your wedding should reflect you, not someone else's numbers. Once you have a total amount, you can then start dividing that into different categories to make it make sense. The second thing, now that we have our maximum spend for our total for the wedding, the next part is to break down your budget by category. Here's a simple wedding breakdown. Your venue and catering, this is your biggest expense. It should be somewhere between 40 and 50% of your total. Next is your photography and your videography. This should be about 15%. Your wedding attire, your gown, your veil, your accoutrements, your garter, your tuxedo, all of those elements should come out to about 10%. Your decor and florals, that should come out to about 20%. Your entertainment and your DJ should roughly be between 5%, and then the remaining number should be miscellaneous and your unexpected costs, because there may be something that you just absolutely see that you have to have. Adding that in should get you to about 15% to give you your total overall budget. This is a great place to start. Step 3, prioritize what matters most. One mistake that couples often make is trying to spend equally on everything. Instead, decide what matters most to you. Is it your tablescape, meaning your centerpieces and your linen, the plates and cutlery that your guests dine on? Is it an amazing guest experience like a photo booth, the DJ, your backdrop? Is it how the room looks when everyone walks in, that big wow moment? Is it your food? Think about what matters most to you, not what is important to anyone else. This is a day for you to focus on what's most important for you. Step 4, watch out for hidden costs. Let's talk about those sneaky things, those sneaky costs that catch couples off guard. Here are a few hidden wedding expenses that may not come to mind, but you should absolutely plan for. Taxes and gratuity fees. Service charges can add up to 20 to 30%. Make sure when you're talking to your vendors what additional costs come with their packages. For example, if your photography package is $1,500 for 8 hours and one shooter, ask them what their tax percent and what their gratuity is. Also, make sure you ask if they charge a service fee. Your marriage license and your efficient fees. These are often overlooked. This needs to be included in your overall number as well. Vendor meals. Your vendors have to eat too. They are working with you all day. Sometimes even before you get to the venue, your wedding planner and coordinator are on site. Your photographer is with you in some instances while you're getting ready, all the way through your last moment at the venue. Make sure you take care of your vendors. They have to eat too. Talk to your caterer about vendor meals and whether the pricing for those is the same as your guests or if they offer a different pricing for vendor meals. That's a key element. Also inquire with your vendors about any overtime fees. The main ones to focus on are your venues, your photographer, and your DJ. In case your schedule runs over or you're in your venue longer than expected, just ask what those fees would be if it's not disclosed in your contract documents. Step 5, my favorite part. Here are some ways to save money without sacrificing quality. Weddings can absolutely and should be stunning without breaking the bank. This is one day. Your marriage is a lifetime, and you don't want to go into your forever in debt. Here are some ways to cut costs smartly without sacrificing any of the beauty of your wedding. The first one, weekday weddings. Venues often cost way less on days that aren't Saturday. So ask about days that could work for you and your partner and your guests to save money. Thursdays tend to be a really good off-peak day. Opt for seasonal flowers. They're cheaper, less expensive, and fresher. Everyone loves traditional bouquets and traditional flowers, but sometimes those flowers aren't in season. They have to be flown in, which costs an expense, or they're just not at peak because it's not the time when they're traditionally grown. So talk to your florist about that. The other one is to DIY some of your smaller details. This makes it personal. It is your day, your way. Remember though, DIY those small details. For the bigger items, the bigger things, please leave that to the professionals. That's what we're here for. So there you have it. A stress-free way to have a realistic wedding budget that allows you to celebrate without financial regrets. Which budgeting tip was most helpful to you? Drop it in the comments below. Be sure you subscribe to our channel for updated wedding tips. And follow me for more behind the scenes event planning. I look forward to talking to you on the next segment. Bye!